Jesus is coming back as a fighter?
Sam Hancock, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Hancock.
Samuel wants to be the leader of the concave earth movement. Well, he was trying to take it from Stephen before Stephen went into the mental hospital. But what is so ridiculous about Samuel?
He's actually really worried about everyone. I've never seen someone so worried about other people like he is.
As if they were, holy, as if they were from him, right? But the idea is that they're not. But that's just the first step in the downfall of the church, is to follow after false Jews and false Christians.
But in this particular parable here, Jesus is saying, he that sows the good seed, the Son of Man. The Son of Man is a term, is a reference to Jesus himself. That Jesus is on a mission, on a divine mission by the Father in heaven. And Jesus has been sent for one purpose only: to reconcile the world unto himself.
Oh, what would Jesus be like this time around? I don't think he's like they depict in them movies with them six-pack abs and such. I think he's just an ordinary man, He's got crooked teeth. Just a scrawny little feller. That's what I think.
In one life, you're Thomas A. Anderson, program writer for a respectable software company. You have a social security number, you pay your taxes, and you help your landlady carry out her garbage.
Owen, he isn't Owen anymore. He's Sam.
We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
Someone is going to have to fight them.
Amanda erased his memories and turned him into Owen. Yeah. Owen is Sam now, and Sam is a total freaking psycho.
You missed a lot.
Sam, are you Jesus?
Sam, a leader worthy of our secret. The matrix of leadership is not found.
He's going to reveal it.
It is earned.
His finished masterpiece.
The Son of Man, the phrase is interesting. It simply means son of a human being. Carla's son, John's son, David's son, son of a human being. So it's talking about a human person on the one level. But this human person is different than everybody else.
Cannabis, when used properly, is as boring as any other vegetable and as necessary to your health. Cannabis is packed with essential nutrients and healing properties. Your body's cannabis receptors are looking for the fresh, raw, unprocessed plant. Having cannabis receptors in our DNA mean 4 things. Our body recognizes cannabis, uses it, needs it, and our health is better when we get it. Otherwise, those receptors would not be there. We need the fresh plant, like in a salad or juiced. It's a nutrient, one of the best that you can put in your body. Cannabis is one of the most powerful nutrients and healers on the face of the planet, and you were not supposed to find that out.
You say in your book that mind control slaves were permitted any drug except marijuana. Why? The effects of marijuana on the brain are not conducive to mind control because it is not conducive to mind control. They want it off the streets more than they want their drugs like cocaine off the street.
Well, one of the things they told me was that he was at the house one night and he would talk and he started laughing. He said, "Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about?" And I said, I had pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote, And he started to laugh. He said, "You're an idiot." And I said, why am I an idiot? He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded Women's Lib, you know? And we're the ones who got all of the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. He says, and you want to know why? He said, there were two primary reasons. And they were, one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before Women's Lib. And the second reason was, now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think. It breaks up their family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family, not as the parents teaching them.
I met the top, when we were in Scotland, I met the top guy in all of England, a barrister who's been in the parliament for numbers of years. He was a Singaporean soldier, native, but he's also native to England. So he's in London. He comes and speaks on the ritual abuse, the massive numbers of ritually abused in all of England. I never met him before. I did not know him. He's never read my book. He doesn't know anything about me. I walked up to him, Steve, and I said, sir, you know about all these satanic programming, the alteration, the goal to change DNA, all that. You know this, right? Yes. You've dealt with it 25 years. Yes. Here's the question I asked him. Why are they here in England? His immediate response, they are here to collapse the United Kingdom, and they're here to be the ones that usher in the Antichrist and a new regime.
Now that will be a dreadful shock to the world if they'd been brought up on some of the typical Sunday school teaching about gentle Jesus, meek and mild, and these lovely pictures of him with freshly shampooed hair. You know the kind of thing I mean. That's a Jesus nobody would be afraid of. But here is a Jesus who causes such fear that people actually cry out to the mountains, cover us. They're asking for an earthquake to bury them because they can't bear to look into his eyes. You see, one of the reasons I told you for reading Revelation is to get a balanced picture of Jesus. We need the whole picture. And when it comes to evil, Jesus can be very angry and can deal with it. He didn't do much of that on his first visit because he didn't come to do that on his first visit. He came to save. But on his second visit, he's coming to deal with evil. The world has been very disappointed with Jesus, you know. They say, why didn't he clean up the world on his first visit? Because if he had done, he'd have had to get rid of every one of us. That's why.
Just say like this.
That's why he's not coming on a donkey anymore. He's coming on a horse, which is always a symbol of military aggression. It says quite specifically he's coming to make war. He's no longer the Prince of Peace now. This is a different Jesus, or a different aspect of the same Jesus. He's coming to make war on evil, to deal with the situation of that big trouble and bring it to a speedy end.